Hello everyone, this is part 6 of What If Naruto Was Saved by Hinata, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. A few months had passed now. They had gotten permission to form their village from the country's leader. Now they were all still building the main village. Even with the help of multiple shadow clones, it was still taking a while. For the first few days, they had slept in tents. Then they had gotten the necessary supplies to start construction. Now they had two huge buildings, one for the hospital and one which would serve as the center of town. This would have the offices that would help run the village once it really got started. Also, they had a few houses built. Naruto, Kushina, and Kitsune stayed in one of them. Neji, Toshiro, and Hinata had another. Raita and Kamara had one of their own, as did Hiriko and Danston. Yukazaki and Omamari, who actually were siblings, made their own as well. Ayano, Akaruga, and Lisha all opted to live together. Kakashi stayed with Naruto and his family. Naruto and Neji were working on a few more houses now, as they were sure that more people were going to join them soon. By now, both of them had long since ditched the shirts, allowing the sweat that they were both producing by the bucketful to fall freely. Kitsune jumped up agilely to them now. "Kit, we have company," she said lightly. "But I don't think that they're enemies either. Neji, wanna come with?" Kitsune says we have some company. Naruto asked. Neji finished nailing on the last bit roof that he was working on and put the hammer back into his tool belt. Another odd item that Kushina had sealed up. "Sure," Neji said, wiping his brow. Kitsune jumped onto Naruto's shoulder as both he and Neji jumped onto the ground. They walked up to the center of town, where they saw a group of people waiting. Naruto and Neji grinned, clearly recognizing the group waiting for them. "Just put him down here," an annoyed female voice said. Neji grinned, remembering very well who that voice belonged to. "This is so troublesome," another voice said evenly as someone in a green jumpsuit was lowered to the ground. "And this all that employee's fault. If that drink had not been brought to the wrong table, he would be conscious and able to walk on his own. He nearly destroyed that inn. Again, troublesome." Naruto grinned. "Arg, I'm hungry. When will we get some food? Complaining won't help Chuji. Seriously Chuji, we came here to support and help Naruto and Hinata, not complain. Now be quiet or I'll use my mind transfer technique to make you be quiet." Naruto burst out laughing, drawing the attention. He smiled again, noticing that every single ninja from his generation was there, with the exception of two. "Neji," Tenten exclaimed excitedly, running up to him. "You're different now," she said. "But I think I'll like you better as you are now than as you were before," she promised, hugging Neji tightly. She started to blush as she realized that Neji still had his shirt off. Neji's body heat was very hot compared to hers. "It's good to see you again. I missed you," Neji said, pulling out of the hug. "And I want to apologize for before. I was an idiot, letting rules and traditions get in the way of our relationship. I'm sorry, but I at least hope you're willing to give me another chance. I'm no longer that person." Tenten smiled softly. "Of course. That's why I came here. I mean," she trailed off, embarrassed that she had just admitted the true reason she had come here, the reason she had sworn to keep secret until the right time. "Neji, I always liked you. Even when you insisted on keeping our relationship strictly as teammates. So," Tenten blushed even harder now. "Darn it Neji, look at what you're making me do." She was pouting now. "I'm not doing anything." Neji swore playfully. "This is all you." The two continued to argue playfully. "Hey, Shikamaru, what happened to Lee?" Naruto asked curiously. "We stopped at an inn last night. This morning, as we were preparing to leave, Lee got served the wrong drink. It was alcohol," Shikamaru said. Naruto shuddered, knowing full well how Lee's body to alcohol. "And as you know, he went nuts. We prevented him from damaging the inn. But after he stopped being violent, he acted like a total drunk still. He passed out a few hours ago. And we're glad he did." He was hitting on Ino and Ten in the most obscene and stupidest ways. Shikamaru sighed. So troublesome. Well, how about we take this to my house? Naruto suggested. We'll settle down there for a while. Neji and I were needing a break anyway. Food at last. Chuji yelled. Hey, speaking of your house, you need to tell us everything that happened since you left. The village was in chaos for a while. You should have seen everyone's faces when Tsunade-sama told them that you and Hinata had left the employ of Konoha. And the elders freaked when we all told them we were leaving. All except for that pink-haired bimbo, of course. Sakura really didn't like your decisions or ours, Ino said in way of explanation, brushing blonde hair out of the way. See, this is how it went. Flashback. How could you all? Sakura demanded as Tsunade disbanded the meeting. Naruto has pretty much abandoned this village and threw the Hyuga clan into chaos. And you all want to join him. Kiba turned to glare at the pink-haired medical nin. That place tormented my teammate beyond all imagination. If this means that she's happy, I'm glad she's left. Kiba said angrily. And Naruto had just as good reason to leave as she did. They're happy together and that's all that counts. And besides, who is calling them traitors? Tsunade-sama just said that they were now forming a new village with the permission of the council, not that they were traitors. Kiba grinned as Akamaru barked noisily. I know, boy, she is annoying. Kiba. Sakura yelled. I thought you would agree with this. Kiba is right. Shino agreed. They aren't traitors. If anyone is a traitor, it's your precious Sasuke. He left the village with the enemy willingly, all for the sake of power. To say that Naruto is a traitor for leaving the village under a peaceful banner while Sasuke is not when he left the village how he did is a double standard. Sasuke wasn't that special. If anything, he was lower than SC, as you just proved yourself to be. Sakura stuttered, unable to persuade the words she wanted to say to come out of her mouth. What? Speechless? Ino asked coldly. Good. After how you treated Naruto, pushing him aside like trash the way you did, all in order to impress Sasuke, you should be. You're just like me. You are also obsessed with Sasuke. Sakura said defensively. No, I'm not, Ino pronounced gravely. I was disillusioned after Sasuke betrayed the village. I realized that I had been wrong and accepted that I made my mistakes that I had made. But you are just like those corrupt leaders here. All like Sasuke this, Sasuke that. No one ever saw Naruto as a person. But Sasuke was the apple of their eye. At least they realized what he truly was. But you, Ino said, near tears now. You still aren't. Naruto could S for all you care, even saving you and you remembering it, and it still couldn't have been him. No, only that stupid Sasuke was capable of doing that. Shikamaru put a hand on Ino's shoulder to calm her down. We're still joining him, he said. Sasuke and you are both lower than SC in our eyes now. And it's better to leave our home and go to a place where we'll be accepted than be condemned to the fate of the people of this village. Maybe you'll find your precious Sasuke soon. But I doubt they'll let him live. Not after what he's done. The village isn't as stupid as you are. One by one, everyone except Sakura undid their headbands and dropped them on the ground. Guys. Why? She asked tearfully. We're sick of this place. Ten answered. And if we could help, we are never coming back to this place. We're going to Naruto's village, and we'll help him make it great. Ino promised, proud of the tears that she was crying. Now if you'll excuse us, we're going to be reborn, just like Naruto's village promises. End flashback. Guys. Naruto said, stunned. You all really did that. For Hinata and I. Kiba nodded proudly. None of our families were really happy about this decision. But it's our lives. Here, they will do some good. You guys delivered on your promise too. Neji has been reborn. If you can enable his rebirth, just think about what you can do for the rest of this world. Naruto sniffled. We have a lot of catching up to do. Naruto realized. But first, there's a few people you should meet. He said. They reached Naruto's house now. One of them is a reborn Hinata, now my girlfriend. We started dating shortly after I woke up from my near-death experience months ago. Naruto grinned. And the other one might shock you guys. They entered the house, where Kushina was taking a break herself from her construction work. Guys, this is my mom, Kushina. Mom, meet my friends. Everyone introduced themselves, Shino introducing Lee, who was still out of it. Shikamaru was last. And I'm Shikamaru Nara. We've come to help. Kushina smiled, standing to properly welcome them. Welcome then. We need all the help we can get, she said warmly. Chuji's stomach growled. Naruto, tell the others to meet in the center of town. We're having a welcome feast since we just gained so many new allies. Spread the word. Naruto sped out of the house. The last thing he heard from his house was Chuji's loud, triumphant yell. Food. Ugh. Lee mumbled, holding his head in his hands as Hiriko helped him sit up. Where am I? He managed to get out, a slur evident in his voice. Kamara, the Mesodine please. Hiriko requested. Kamara brought over a mug of some steaming liquid. Now be quiet and drink this. This will take care of the hangover in time for the feast. Hiriko prevented Lee from spilling all the liquid while also making sure the majority of the liquid made into his mouth. What dribbled out she wiped away with a damp cloth. The green-clad ninja snapped to full awakeness. How did I get here? He asked, a very confused look on his face. This is Shinsei no Sato. Hiriko answered. Your friends carried you here. Apparently you shouldn't touch alcohol and you accidentally drank some. My name is Hiriko. I am helping Naruto and Hinata form this village. After a warm bath, you'll be well enough to go the feast we're having tonight. First I must find Hinata. Lee protested. I carry a very important message to her from her little sister. May I find her first please, ems Hiriko. Just Hiriko. Hiriko insisted. Kamara, please go find Lady Hinata and ask her to come here. Tell her about everything you just heard. The young nodded and ran out of the building. That's Kamara. She's my apprentice. Hiriko offered Lee a hand up. Stretch your legs while I go start the bath. Kamara should be back shortly. But don't leave this building yet. Lee nodded. Kamara returned shortly after Hiriko left, an anxious Hinata behind her. What's this I hear about Hanabi? She asked, her voice quaking. Is everything okay? Is she in trouble? I knew I should have taken her along. Lee put a calming hand on her shoulder. Your little sister is fine. Lee assured. But she wanted you to know something. Guy Sensei and Kurenai Sensei are on their way here now, though they will only be visiting. They've taken Hanabi with because she wanted to see you badly. And the senseis want you to know that nothing will happen to her while she is under their care. Hanabi wants to stay with you. Hinata's eyes went wide. How did my father react to this? He was mad enough to lose one heir. But losing the only other possible heir. He can't be happy with this. Hanabi proved herself. Lee answered. She told him that she wanted to see you. After a huge argument, it was decided that if she could win a match against an opponent of his choosing, she would be allowed to leave. Needless to say, Hanabi kicked her opponent's butt and handed it to everyone else on a silver platter. He smiled. She really took your leaving hard. They said they would be here about a week after us. Hinata fell to her knees in relief, tears of joy coming from her eyes. Hey, what's going on? Why is my girlfriend crying? Someone demanded from the doorway. Lee looked up to see Naruto standing in the doorway, blocking the sunlight. Hinata, are you okay? He asked gently, hugging her. I'm fine. She answered joyfully. My little sister is on her way here. I felt really bad about leaving her there. But when we left the village, I had no choice. I was hoping that we could go back for her soon. But she tried to find me first. Naruto smiled and stood up, pulling Hinata up with him. Sorry about just now, Lee. Naruto apologized. It's just that I don't like to see her crying. I fought for her once already and I wouldn't have hesitated to do so again had the situation called for it. So, you up for the feast? Now that you're back on your feet, I can explain everything that happened after Hinata and I left. Everyone else already knows. Lee, the bath is ready. Hiriko called from upstairs. Naruto grimaced. Ugh, so that's what it was. The alcohol off you is strong. Naruto, you've changed. Lee said. Tonight, at the feast, you must tell me everything. I won't take no for an answer. He swore as he went upstairs. Oh, and by the way, someone else is coming with them, and she wants to stay. I'm sure you remember Anko-sensei. I won't hold back a single thing. Naruto swore in return. By the way, Hinata, you should know something. Neji and Tenten just hooked up. They should have done so ages ago. Hinata only smiled and laughed at this. Naruto paled as Lee left. Crap, how could we forget Anko? She was that crazy proctor from our first Chunin exam. Naruto groaned. Hinata giggled. This ought to be interesting. Chuji, save some food for everyone else. Ino scolded loudly as Chuji cleared dish after dish of food. Remember, we don't have an economy going yet as well. Use some self-control for once in your life. Chuji groaned. Naruto, once the village gets going, will you be the leader of it? Or will someone else be the leader? Lee asked as he ate some of one of the salads that had been made for the feast tonight. Well, we haven't really discussed that yet. Naruto admitted. In the end, it'll be who can best lead us. And be that me or anyone else, I don't have any problems, as long as they watch out for this village and make sure we're all free to be ourselves. Naruto grinned, accepting another plate of food from Hinata. We've all talked about it. Hinata informed them. And we all think that it's only fair that since you're the one with the idea and you're the one who made the effort to start all of it, that you be the leader. Naruto grinned shyly at her words. Which is why we need to make sure you're at full strength. After all, we will soon be announcing our village's existence to the world. And since we're going to take a while to become strong, we'll need to make good appearances. Shikamaru sighed and continued eating his own food. Who would have thought that I would answer to one of my own generation as my leader this soon? Tsunade was still older than us, and knowing her, probably would have lived a lot longer than us anyway while still looking only 25 years old. Shikamaru, relax, Ten said happily from behind him. Neji was being dragged along as well, though he didn't seem to mind at the moment. Still, we'll all probably end up camping outside for a while. This village is just not big yet enough to be able to support so many shinobi. I just heard from Hinata too that Hanabi and Anko-sensei will be joining the ranks as well. But we'll be a strong village in no time. Do you realize we already have 23 shinobi when the village gets going? And more people will probably come when they hear of what we stand for. Neji pointed out in agreement. Though we will need to get a younger generation in if we are to continue to survive as a village after 20 years or so. Oi! Naruto! Kiba exclaimed from nearby. Tsunade-sama asked me to tell you to consider a special type of training. Since Kitsune is almost like exactly a Kamaru here, she wants me to train you in fighting with Kitsune. What? You've never seen her transform? Naruto asked blankly. Kitsune can not only fight in her fox form, but a human form as well. Maybe I'll convince to show you later. Though Kakashi-sensei might freak out, since she's apparently very hot. I wouldn't know that though. And it would make me feel very creeped out if I started to think along those lines. He laughed. Kitsune, warn everyone. I'm going to show them my human form. Kit said, jumping from his shoulder. Hey, guys, Kit is about to show us her human form, aka show off. Naruto warned jestfully. Naruto felt Kit's feigned offense at this and grinned. The red and silver fox slowly turned into a human. Kakashi's nose suddenly spurted blood as Kitsune materialized in her human form. She still wore the VN muscle shirt and the fishnet underneath and the same black shorts, the same shoes, and the same headband. But he didn't think any of them had remembered her clothes to be so form-fitting, so tight. Which of course hid nothing of her curvy waist or her larger than average chest size. So, what do you guys think? Kitsune asked flirtatiously. Naruto and Neji both blushed and attempted to keep pure thoughts in their head. Kakashi looked like he had just fallen in love at first sight, his nose still dribbling a little blood. Man, she looks hot enough to date. Kiba said smoothly. Say Naruto, you wouldn't mind me and Kitsune dating, would ya? Naruto shook his head quickly. Keep something in mind. Naruto pointed out. Whatever you do with her and the experiences she has with you I become aware of. When you two would have gotten personal, I would know everything. I only want those kinds of thoughts in my head if they concern Hinata here. Also know this, Kiba Inuzuka. Relationships between my kind and yours are taboo. And the few times they did happen, they never worked out. If kids were produced from that love, they led bad lives, not belonging completely to either parent's world. Hated and feared by the humans, pitied and looked down upon by us, that's no life to lead. Kitsune told him. Though if I had to pick a mate from among you, you would be the most desirable human here. Kiba blushed heavily at this. But the training might do us well. Naruto agreed. Kitsune, what do you think about that? It would strengthen our bond. Kitsune admitted. So it woulda hurt us. Naruto-sama, with your permission, I could teach you some medical jutsu as well. That way you would be balanced and would be able to heal your comrades in battle should that need arise. Hiriko suggested. Sure thing. Naruto said absentmindedly, his mind on how happy Hinata was. We'll have to get some younger kids here soon too. Hanabi will get lonely otherwise. But I know Anko will raise hell once she gets here. He feigned a groan. We'll have to deal with that when the time comes. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.